Deadly earthquake this afternoon, a magnitude 7.1, shaking Mexico City. Dozens confirmed dead, buildings coming down. Rescuers pulling victims from the rubble. And the urgent effort at this hour to get to people still trapped. Also breaking, the monster hurricane Maria, a Category 5. Tonight, Puerto Rico, right now preparing for a direct hit. Authorities warning, evacuate or you could die. And the new models coming in tonight, the new track, as it then moves closer to the U.S. President Trump's new threat tonight, vowing to, quote, totally destroy North Korea if the U.S. is forced to defend itself. The arrest tonight, authorities say this man approaching people, shooting and killing them, possibly motivated by race, and what they discovered in his home. And 5 college football players and the stunning charges tonight, what they're accused of doing to a freshman player.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night, and we will get to that Category 5 hurricane set to hit Puerto Rico in a moment. But first, the images coming in right now, and they're awful. A massive earthquake, a powerful 7.1, dozens already reported dead tonight. You can see the buildings in Mexico City shaking wildly, many of them collapsing, workers then rushing into the streets. The people who did get out, dazed and trying to find their way through that smoke and that haze in the streets. Right now, rescuers are trying to get to people trapped, and there are real fears this evening that this death toll will quickly rise. ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off tonight.
The scramble to unearth victims entombed by that quake. So powerful, it pulverized buildings. One woman covered in dust carried through the crowd on a stretcher. Rescue workers racing into this badly damaged building, rushing this woman to safety. And from the air, it's easy to spot the devastation. Officials saying more than 24 buildings collapsed, including schools. The massive 7.1 quake striking just after 1 p.m., less than 100 miles from the capital, Mexico City. Population, nearly 9 million. In this newsroom, overhead lights swinging like pendulums. Parts of the ceiling crashing down, workers fleeing. One man steadying himself against a wall. Lights also swinging at this restaurant in Mexico City's airport. Tourists ducking for cover under a table. Thousands rushing to the safety of the street. It was horrible, this man says. Outside, structures collapsing. Dust clogging the air so thick you can barely see anything.
I pray that nobody's in here.
Residents seen trying to secure a billboard that landed on top of one of those collapsed buildings.
We just lost the building, Mexico City.
Windows from this skyscraper crashing to the sidewalk, streets littered with crumbling facades. This car destroyed.
250 miles away in Mexico City.
It was 32 years ago today in which an 8.0 magnitude quake flattened parts of Mexico, killing thousands in 1985. Tonight, as the country begins to assess the earthquake's toll, more than 3.8 million residents are without electricity. The airport's operation suspended, the road in now scarred with that giant crack.
Just a horrific scene tonight. Matt Gutman with us. And Matt, the search and rescue efforts underway right now, and authorities say this death toll will likely go much higher into the night.
That's right, David, largely because there are still reports of people being trapped in the rubble. One of the main problems is that Mexico City was built on a lake bed, and it undulates when an earthquake hits, exacerbating the damage. Certainly a long night ahead for first responders. David.
Matt Gutman leading us off tonight. Matt, thank you. We are also following Hurricane Maria tonight, a Category 5 hurricane. They are bracing for impact right now in Puerto Rico. And authorities say this could be the most powerful hurricane to hit the island in a century. Officials telling thousands that they must, quote, evacuate or risk dying. Maria already deadly and battering the Caribbean. Martinique reeling too, and reports of American students missing in Dominica. And look at this tonight, the satellite showing the very well-formed eye right there of this storm closing in on Puerto Rico at this hour. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano was in San Juan tonight.
Tonight, Hurricane Maria ripping across the Caribbean, Puerto Rico in its path. Already making landfall in Dominica with 160-mile-per-hour winds. The only Category 5 hurricane on record there.
I believe we got a very bad blow. appears to be a lot of destruction.
Families of American medical students there so far unable to make contact.
Marco's been there since May. He's an awesome kid. And I just need to hear from him.
The storm claiming at least one life in Guadalupe. More are missing. Maria now 450 miles wide, exploding from a Category 1 to a Cat 5 in just 9 hours.
This is, without a doubt, the most dangerous storm in our generation.
Puerto Rico, with over 3 million U.S. citizens at risk, some warned to evacuate or risk death. Cynthia Manfred and her family seeking refuge in a hotel.
With a bum leg, with 3 dogs, and a 99-year-old mom, I didn't want to risk it.
The U.S. territory facing up to 9 feet of storm surge and 2 feet of rain.
These are the type of neighborhoods they're worried about. Low, poorly built, and completely exposed to the Atlantic Ocean. So you get the surge and the wind.
Wind's picking up. You can see the rain is coming in right now.
In advance of the storm, the U.S. Navy evacuating military personnel from the neighboring U.S. Virgin Islands.
Sadly, this is going to be a real test for Puerto Rico. Rob joins us live from San Juan. And Rob, the wind's already picking up there?
They are, and they'll go downhill quickly tonight. The worst of the storm is going to hit between 9 a.m. and 5. So if there's a positive to this, that will hit mostly during the day. But day or night, the destructive power of Hurricane Maria is simply frightening, David.
All right, Rob, you and the team stay safe. Our thanks to you. Let's get right to Ginger with the new track on this, where Maria is right now. And then, of course, the models as it then gets closer to the east coast of the U.S.
Right, and it is not just Puerto Rico who has to be watching this. For the next 24 hours, it really is St. Croix, so the U.S. Virgin Islands, Vieques, Culebra, the east side of Puerto Rico, where we're really seeing the impacts possible. 6 to 9 foot surge. We could see 20 to 25 inches of rain. Flash flooding, a real issue in Puerto Rico where you have high elevations. Dominican Republic has a northeast coast with a hurricane warning. Then it goes east of Turks and Caicos, well east of Florida, and staying away from the Carolinas in all of the computer modeling as we go into next week. Do I think that we could see high surf and certainly rip current hazards? Absolutely. May even interact with what's left of Jose because it makes a little turnaround and could help pull it away. But until then, gusts up to 60 miles per hour for Nantucket. You'll see tropical storm watches all the way out to Montauk.
So Jose's winds into the night tonight.
Yes.
All right, Ginger, thank you. We turn next here to President Trump, the world first hearing his warning to North Korea, promising fire and fury. And today, before the United Nations, in his first major speech there, he went even further. The North Korean delegation could be seen leaving, and ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl is at the UN tonight.
He has spoken of fire and fury, but today President Trump went even further, raising the possibility of wiping North Korea off the map.
The United States has great strength and patience. But if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
Then the president directly referred to North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un by his new nickname, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
The North Korean delegation had seats in the front row, but they left right before the president spoke. The Iranian delegation, however, stayed and listened as he accused Iran of funding terrorism and lashed out at the nuclear agreement negotiated with President Obama and America's European allies.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into. Frankly, that deal is an embarrassment to the United States.
Still, he did not say the U.S. would withdraw from the agreement. The president cast this moment as a turning point for the UN.
It is entirely up to us whether we lift the world to new heights or let it fall into a valley of disrepair. If the righteous many do not confront the wicked few, then evil will triumph.
John Karl with us live tonight from the UN. And John, President Trump threatening to, quote, totally destroy North Korea if forced to. The North Korean delegation walking out, as you reported there. Any word from North Korea tonight?
The North Koreans made it clear today that they left the hall to boycott the president's speech. As for Iran, the Iranian foreign minister said, quote, Trump's ignorant hate speech belongs in medieval times. But of course, David, that was a speech meant to put Iran and North Korea on notice.
John Karl, who's been at the UN all day for us. John, thank you. Next tonight, the Russia investigation and the new threat from the special counsel and his team to President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort. Federal agents reportedly forcing their way into his home and raiding it before dawn, as we reported before here. But tonight we learned Manafort has been threatened with indictment. Are they trying to flip him to get him to cooperate? ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas with what he's learned.
Tonight, sources tell ABC News Robert Mueller's investigators are turning up the heat on Paul Manafort, even threatening to indict him. It comes after a squad of heavily armed FBI agents entered Manafort's apartment before dawn in late July, reportedly picking his front door lock and surprising him in bed. A raid that seemed to startle even President Trump.
I know Mr. Manafort. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but I know him. He was with the campaign, as you know, for a very short period of time, relatively short period of time, but I've always known him to be a good man. So I was surprised to see it. I was very, very surprised to see it.
Sources tell ABC News the raid was a sign Mueller's investigators feared Manafort could destroy evidence and was an effort to pressure him to divulge details in the Russia probe. They're looking into his business dealings overseas, especially Ukraine. Manafort has denied any connection to Vladimir Putin.
Are there any ties between Mr. Trump, you, or your campaign, and Putin and his regime?
No, there are not. It's absurd.
But just last week, Mueller's team called Manafort's spokesman, Jason Maloney, before a grand jury in Washington, grilling him for more than 2 hours. Manafort now clearly in the crosshairs of the Russia probe.
Pierre Thomas with us live from Washington. And Pierre, in addition to the special counsel, the Senate Intelligence Committee also investigating Russian meddling. Today, they plan to question the president's longtime personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, behind closed doors. But that meeting was abruptly cut short. Do we know why?
That's right, David. Senators abruptly canceled today's private session after Cohen released a statement denying any collusion with the Russians and defending the president. That annoyed the committee, and they're now asking Cohen to come back on October 25th, this time to testify in public. David?
Pierre Thomas with us tonight as well. Pierre, thank you. Next to Capitol Hill, the Senate in a last-ditch effort to kill Obamacare, but time is running out. They have to get it done by next week. But what does this newest proposal mean for Medicaid and for pre-existing conditions? And the Republicans can only afford to lose 2 senators, so where does the tally stand tonight? ABC's Mary Bruce, back on the Hill.
Tonight, the mad dash to deliver. Mr. Vice President, you finally going to get health reform done?
Making progress.
The Vice President arriving at the Capitol to rally Republicans. His message, now is the time. Just 6 working days left for Republicans to overhaul Obamacare with a simple majority vote. The White House tonight is fully on board. The president's working the phones. The new GOP plan ends Obamacare subsidies and the Medicaid expansion. Instead, states will get some money to use as they see fit.
Here's the choice for America: socialism or federalism when it comes to your health care.
But states could allow insurers to charge more to people with some pre-existing conditions and stop covering certain essential health benefits like prescription drugs or maternity care. Republicans can afford to lose just 2 votes. Senator Rand Paul is already a no, and tonight more are wavering.
We do need to reform the Affordable Care Act, but we need to do so in a bipartisan, careful way, making sure we understand the consequences.
Mary Bruce with us live from the Hill. We heard you report Republicans can afford to lose just 2 votes. We saw Senator Collins there just then. Already 1 no. You know Senator John McCain voted no last time. Where does he stand? And what about Senator Murkowski tonight?
David, Senator Murkowski is on the fence, and McCain is in a tough spot. His governor supports this bill. His best friend, Senator Lindsey Graham, is one of the authors, but McCain does not like this process. He wants bipartisanship. He wants open hearings, and tonight he does not want to talk about where he stands.
And David, you can see Senator Collins wavering in your interview as well. Mary Bruce will stay on this. Mary, thank you. Next from Baton Rouge tonight, into an arrest in the killing of 2 black men. Investigators uncovering the evidence that they say they needed to arrest a person of interest in 2 brutal murders that may be racially motivated. Tonight, what they found inside his home. And here's ABC's Steve Osinsami.
Louisiana police tonight are investigating whether this man, 23-year-old Kenneth Gleason, may have been targeting black Americans in and around Baton Rouge. And for many here, this picture today sent a message: the accused murderer being led away by black police officers.
Had there not been a swift conclusion to this case, I feel confident that this killer would have probably killed again.
Investigators say he bought a 9mm handgun in November and started shooting at black families at their homes and businesses on September 11th. On September 12th, they say he shot and killed a homeless man, 59-year-old Bruce Cofield, 2 days later, 49-year-old Donald Smart, a dishwasher who was walking to work,